Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. This person was born with a condition called coloboma. Someone with this condition can normally see just fine, but might have difficulty driving at night.
Damn, dude. That's crazy. It must be really hard to look them in the eye when you talk to them, right?
This customer was being rude to this cashier, and the cashier wasn't having it.
567. Oop.
Okay, well, he's gonna have to clear that shit up.
These people were filming a car commercial when they accidentally crashed their cars.
Uh-oh. Holy shit, dude!
These people saved a baby sea lion that had plastic garbage wrapped around its neck.
Poor thing, dude.
That's it?
That's cute.
What do you think these turkeys are talking about?
Chat, what is it saying? It was fine. You don't you get it, dude? When it grows up, dude, when it grows up and it goes fatter, right? This thing will always like garrot him or like that, and it's gonna be fucking disgusting. He's just gonna grow around it. Sounds like me when I'm arguing with my teammates.
What you're looking at right now is water freezing, melting, and boiling at the same time. This is called triple point, and every known element can go through the same process.
Sorry about that.
This is what it's like to go paragliding off the coast of Morocco.
Dude, that scares the fuck out of me, dude. I'd never do that. That's cool though. I don't trust the wind, dude. Oh shit, this is Pog.
That's in this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Later.
Also here's song 69 100 Smile. Eight months. Thanks for all the entertaining streams and highlights. Really helped a lot this year during tough times. xQc.
Hello, chat.
Lucky 13.
All chat did. Okay, next. No, this is a classic.
World headquarters.
xQc
Research has been proceeding to develop a line of automation products that establishes new standards for quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence.
xQc.
With customer success as our primary focus, work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument comprised of Dodge gears and bearings, Reliant electric motors, Allen Bradley controls, and all monitored by Rockwell software, is Rockwell Automation's retroencabulator. Now basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented.
Yeah, classic did.
The main winding was of the normal Lotus O deltoid type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. Every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremi pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters. Moreover, whenever fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal depleneration. The retroencabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Milford trunnions. It's available soon wherever Rockwell Automation products are sold.
Guys, how's that boomer humor? This is real, dude. It's actually
Fuck
real.
you, chat.
It's not humor.
You're on the naughty list.
I was swear,
It's funny to us, but you know.
trust me.
Well, that's why you're on the naughty list, because you're being naughty right now. So you're going to be on the naughty list if you keep talking like that.
No, because Father Christmas has not been very nice to me.
Because you're being naughty, so you're on the naughty
5 months
list.
Ellie Nama's arm.
No, I'm not. I'm on the good list, actually.
You're not, because you ain't being good.
I am on the good list. If you keep saying that word again and again and again, I'm not on naughty list.
Father Christmas rang me last night when I was at work and said, you better tell Jackson to start being a good boy or he's going to stay on the naughty list and he won't get no presents for Christmas. That's what he said to me. So you got to start being a good boy.
Then I will do an uppercut to him.
No, you won't do. No, what?
I'm going like this. Punch him. Punch his beard off.
You're just silly, man.
Hey, trust me. I'm not on bad list.
You're on the naughty list, mate.
You don't.
Well, then be a good boy, then.
John, that's too much you happy. I don't know why.
No, you won't do. No, what?
I'm going like this. Punch him. Punch his beard off.
You're just silly, man.
Hey, trust me. I'm not on bad list.
You're on the naughty list, mate.
No, I'm not.
Well, then be a good boy, then.
Chat, don't we always feel like that sometimes, dude? Right? Like you don't get something because you're a certain way, right? And instead of trying to fix it to get it, we double down on it,
Wide hard
right?
30 Yoinkers less
And we
than
make the
3.
problem bigger than it already is.
A 12.5 kilo pure gold ingot inside, a small hole through which only one hand can pass to obtain this ingot. It is almost impossible to think of a more valuable trophy. No wonder many people try to take it out every day, but hardly anyone succeeds, and nothing can be done. The gold is too heavy to be lifted with one hand, and the hole is positioned in such a way that it's even more difficult for the precious metal hunters. Add to this the fact that the ingot is slippery enough to be easily held between the fingers, but there are people who've passed this test. They literally did the impossible, and they took the ingot out of the box. It seems that the hands of the brave Japanese had a hard time, but they can do anything for the prize.
Holy shit!
However, if you've decided that everyone who took the ingot can take it home, you are wrong. Unfortunately, its cost is just too high for the Japanese museum to allow it. That's why everyone who's been able to take out the precious ingot is given a card made of pure gold, worth 4,500 yen. It's not much, a little over $40, but at least this prize can be considered really
That's kind of
memorable.
cool.
We are sure that everyone who's seen these machines with toys has tried to at least once get something from them. It's not that easy, considering that all the machinery is designed that you don't succeed. It's a disaster. The tweezers don't close in time and all that, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter when you're a real toy machine hacker and you have a magnet powerful enough with you. Watch your hands. You put the magnet on the glass so that it comes into contact with the metal part of the toy, and then you just have to drag it in the right direction.
What the
Brilliant.
fuck?
How many times have you wanted to eat, but regretted spending the money on a snack machine? It's better to wait, find a cup of coffee, or wait until you get home. This guy seems to have had a similar problem on a regular basis, so he came up with an elegant, but surely not very legitimate way to trick the system.
Fucking scumaz, dude. Dude, it's $2,
An adhesive
man.
tape, a banknote of the right denomination, and enough tenacity to pull each time at the precious moment. That's the secret of free snacks. However, you must be careful when trying, because law enforcement probably won't justify this way of getting free food. They usually don't like it much when someone cheats on the system, do they? And here's another clever way to get toys out of the machine, effortlessly and without spending a single coin. Oh, a little correction.
Guys, what is everything I say anything about money? You guys always say, "Oh, dude, you're so rich. Ah, I got him, dude." Dude, what the fuck, dude? You're justifying stealing from a fucking vending machine, you degenerate Andy. Oh, but he's hungry.
Smile.
What?
You mustn't be more than 5 years old, and you mustn't suffer from claustrophobia,
stealing,
like
yo.
this child, who seems to be enjoying his new toys. And besides, parents rejoice no less than the child. Well, they'll probably like the idea that the child can break the system at such an early age. Wait, did we say that you had to be a 5-year-old to hack into a toy machine? It doesn't seem like that's necessary, I guess. This video was filmed in Chinshuang in Taiwan, and its protagonist is a fairly grown man, grown up and very flexible, and he really likes toys. Just look at the agility with which he crawls in. Looks like this guy can bend every part of his body. It's unbelievable, of course, how he could come up with something like that, but he still achieved his goal. But we don't recommend that you try to repeat something like that. Imagine how unpleasant it would be to get trapped inside one of these machines. Generally, when you're small, light and clever, you can hack anything, even a game machine. Why? Well, just because you can. Look at what this person's done with the game Street Hoops.
Okay, but dude.
It seems like no one has ever thought of doing something like that before. You know, because the purpose of this machine is to throw the balls into the basket and earn points. And if you don't throw them, it's cheating. However, the child is clearly not interested in such subtleties, because he found a big gap in the system and uses it in its entirety.
Yeah, but you usually get kicked out to do that, dude. What is this scene, dude?
By the way, making serious efforts. Don't you believe us? Then try to be in the same position for a long time. Let's be honest, this gamer not only broke the system, but came up with an incredibly cool life hack of how to make the scope in computer games really useful, even on a smartphone, and even when there's no scope at all. However, we're not quite sure that this magnifier can work without splitting the image into separate pixels, but hey, this guy's definitely capable of hitting the mark.
xQc, you look fresh today. You look great. Now I've done my part, can I have my money?
What the fuck?
Looks like we found another man who broke the system using a basketball machine. But this cheater went even further. But he didn't go inside.
Why are people such tryhards on mobile, dude? Mobile,
to throw and pick up the balls every time they fell. Instead, the enterprising boy began to shake the ball near the basket so that the sensors could read each movement as a successful shot. Maybe this way of earning points might seem unfair to someone, but for these accumulated points, the kid won't get any real money or Olympic medals, so it's just entertainment. And the biggest of their problems will be the discontent of the guards, if they notice, of course.
Yeah.
Now slam it.
Go, Brad,
Cheeto,
go.
6 consoles. You see? I did the whole thing now. You happy, did?
Keep going, keep going. Keep going, Brad. Make the 200 mark.
Have you noticed that teenagers often trick the system, especially when using gaming machines? Well, it's very common. And here's another similar video. The kid, of course, didn't have to knock down these targets manually, but the creators of the machine didn't take into account that teenagers are very clever and know how to jump.
Clever,
as a result, 920
just kick them when they do
points.
this
That's
shit.
probably a record.
This is so dumb, dude. You're not clever, dude. And
some people are so cool that they cheat the system more than once.
So?
This is the story of a Chinese man who was a client of the VIP area of the airport for an entire year, but never boarded the plane. Airport service for business class customers offered a variety of services, the cost of which, as expected, was already included in the ticket. Among them was a first-class meal, a bar, a recreation area, in general, everything that an economy class passenger dreams of. The Chinese man bought a business class ticket for a China Eastern Airlines plane, and each day he changed the date of travel, expanding his membership in the VIP.
This is the real problem with chatbots, okay? Is that when you think you're funny, and you buy bots, and you bought a fucking channel with your trash, right? Even if it's inoffensive, you fuel others to do the same with this trash. It's fucking annoying,
at the airport. He checked in every day for a first-class lunch and then postponed the flight to the next day and returned home. Think what you want, but it's a very clever plan. This repeated every day for a year until the man was finally caught. The fact is that the astute man's name was never on the list of passengers who boarded the plane. The man postponed his flight about 300 times too. Apparently he had vacation breaks. We found another good way to break the system in New York. A resident asked a local bank for a $5,000 loan, but only for 2 weeks. The man offered his sports car, a $250,000 Ferrari, as collateral for the loan. 2 weeks later, he returned the money to the bank, along with interest, $15.41, and he took his car back, of course. When the bank employee asked him what the meaning of his actions were, the man replied that it was simply impossible to find a parking lot for 2 weeks for such a car in New York City for $15. The man discovered this convenient way to leave his car without worrying. In our opinion, it's just a simply brilliant method. But the best character on today's list, we save them for last. The Principality of Hutt River is the most profitable microstate in the world. Ever heard of it? Not surprisingly, because the size of the territory of this virtual state is only 75 square kilometers.
So smart,
the Principality is a farm in Western Australia, founded by His Royal Highness Prince Leonard I of Hutt, also known as Leonard George Casley, an ordinary Australian farmer. In 1969, the State Administration of Western Australia introduced a quota for wheat cultivation, which endangered the existence of many farms. The future Prince Leonardo I and his family found out that, despite having 4,000 hectares of land, by law they could only sell 40 hectares of crop. The farmer wrote to several authorities, but nothing helped, and then he decided to separate its land from Australia. Australian law allowed it, and in 1970 the Principality of Hutt River appeared. To avoid arrest, Leonard Casley had to declare himself as His Majesty Prince Leonard I. As his main argument, he presented an old law on the immunity of monarchs, which had not been repealed since 1495. Of course, the authorities tried to annoy the small state. The post office didn't deliver letters, all goods were subject to tax, but the monarch was inflexible, and in 1977, he declared war on Australia. He didn't even have an army. However, the military conflict quickly calmed down. Today, the Principality has its own constitution and currency. Stamps are issued, driving licenses and plates are issued and withdrawn, and there's a newspaper and legal persons are registered. In February 2017, at the age of 91, and after 45 years of reign, Casley abdicated in favor of his youngest son, Prince Graham. He now leads Hutt River.